All right, guys. Before we move on, just to let you know, if you have certain watches that maybe you want to trade in, or perhaps you have a watch you've been looking for that you really want, but you're not sure how you can get it, we can actually help do it for you. Just fill in the details in the Google form in the comment section or the description. Either we'll already have what you want, or we will do everything we can to get it for you. So yeah, comment section and description. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video, we will be talking about, I think it's quite a burning topic on the minds, or burning question actually on the minds of many people, which is, why bother with a traditional watch? I can get an Apple Watch, right? I mean, Apple Watch doesn't just tell me the time. It tells me how many steps I've taken. I can answer calls on my Apple Watch. I can probably watch stuff as well. Can set reminders. Can't do that with watch, right? It's just two hands just moving around. Okay, yeah, some are fancier than others, but you know, basically that's it. Someone asks you this question, what's your response?
It's tough. I mean, if you would just take a look at watches and you tell yourself that, you know, a watch is just something that tells you time.
Yes.
Then, well, you're right, and you are also wrong, because a watch is more than that. And if you tell yourself that, you know, what do you call it? iWatch, Apple Watch.
Yes.
Apple Watch, yes.
Mechanical watch. So electronic watch is it?
Yeah.
What do you call that? Electronic watch. And you tell them it's a very practical thing, functional thing, and I'll say you are right as well. The thing is, I used to wear one. It's a Huawei brand a long time ago. I think about 4 or 5 years ago. I wore that watch, and at first, maybe for for the first 3 months, I like it. Tells me that I have a message incoming, and yes, you're right, it counts my steps, and it counts how many calories I've burned.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I switched off all these functions because it's stressing me up. Messages come in, I say, oh my goodness, I am trying to rest. I'm trying to take a break. And then it buzzes and it buzzes and buzzes. At first, it's just my phone. It buzzes. I switch it off. I don't have a ringtone anymore. And now my watch is telling me that messages coming in. I'm not enjoying it. I am not. Then after that, I got into watches, and I started just wearing one. And I used to tell myself, yeah, it's just a watch. It's just time.
Just there to tell time, right?
I can use my phone, right? But when I wore it, I feel very personal to it. Ooh. It's a very personalized thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I can like the design. I can dislike the design. I can choose a design that I like, and I can wear it for a while. And then I realized that the previous design that I didn't like, I like it now.
Yeah.
So it's a very personal thing. I enjoy it a lot. I can wear this watch right now, and then all you audience would have no idea what this watch is, but it's very precious to me because I know of its history. I know how hard is it to get right now, even if you have cash and you can, if you're willing to pay for it. And then I found it. So there is a lot of personal history with a watch. So that to me is the best argument against not wearing a watch. I just don't like it. I like it. That's as simple as that. But at the end of the day, I just heard from Mike that there are people who likes both.
Yep.
Because they like to be functional and practical. At the same time, they like watches. It's a much easier thing to like, frankly speaking.
Right.
And they work on both wrists.
Yep.
I thought it was not a bad idea.
See, that's another interesting thing, right? Like, you don't actually have to choose. This is a false
dichotomy. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But Mike, so Jensen had given his thoughts, which is, look, there's emotions involved.
Yeah.
Right? You feel connected to the thing.
Yeah.
What would be your reason?
I mean that again, we were being questioned, watch investment has been questioned like 3-4 years ago, asking whether our direction is correct. One day, I think 3-4 years ago when Apple Watch was still quite hot in the market, they were saying that, look, Apple Watch is going to take over the mechanical watches. Where are we heading to? Are you sure or not? When we call people to say that, look, watch can be an asset back in 2020, when we're being interviewed by The Age. Look, I mean, those members, that believers like Jensen, who believe even in Seiko now, they are making money from it. I mean, that is hardcore cash. At that particular point of time, if you bought any Hulk, you bought any Daytonas, or you bought any Pepsis, or even Batman, you are making a handsome profit right now. The reason why we are so clear is because we have seen before the so-called the quartz, the quartz revolution. Also the revolution also brought crisis to the mechanicals manufacturers in Swiss, right? So that is a time where even Rolex, you have quartz for their oyster date. Patek Philippe, they even come up with quartz also at the particular time.
It was a new tech back then.
It's a new tech back then. And the whole world was so crazy about quartz is because it's definitely more accurate. Yeah. It's way cheaper and it's way cheaper to maintain it as well. But look at today. I mean that is quartz. Does quartz kill off the rest of the brand of the mechanical watches? The answer is no. So quartz is here to stay together with the automatic or mechanical watches. I don't see there's a reason how a smartwatch or an iWatch can actually kill the mechanical watches. And I have friends who I started like my watch collection back in 10 years ago. My uni mates, my secondary school mates, where I started to tell them about Omegas. They will be like, dude, you are just trying to show off your wealth that now you can afford a Rolex and Omega. But after 10 years now, they're at my age. I mean that when they know that we are more serious into watches, they call me from Singapore, they call me from other parts of the world and say, hey, what are the good models that I can buy and can keep value and I can pass on to the next generation? My first question to them is, oh, so you try to show off after 10 years, is it?
You remember?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that very well. So if you ask me, the answer is like what Jensen said.
The longest comeback in history.
The longest comeback in history. So it's very personal. So I really have friends who wear two watches. The one hand is the mechanical watches, the other hand is a smartwatch. And for me as a businessman, I think that mechanical watches, like what Jensen said, I cannot use the word better.
Okay.
You look at my mechanical watches, trust me, usually I don't adjust the date, even though I'm OCD, but I just ignore the date. I just want the time. And most of the time, if today, like for example, now if I'm wearing a watch for a certain event, I would think through what I want to wear because I want to create a conversation. I want to share a conversation with the person that I'm going out with.
And you can't really do that with Apple Watch, right? It's just
that's an Apple Watch. Wow, such a nice Apple Watch.
You see,
everyone is the same.
When you get a promotion, when you get a promotion, when you get a you get a good fat bonus from a company, right? Are you going to go and celebrate and buy yourself another Apple Watch, or are you going to buy an actual nice looking watch?
That's a good point.
Exactly, yeah, right. And to be honest, I mean, I look at Jensen's shirts today, the yellow matches with the yellow, right? Apple Watch is forever.
Well, in their defense, they can change the wallpaper, maybe.
But it's still black color.
Yeah, it's still black color.
Yeah.
But I mean, this reminds me a little bit about, before even Apple Watch, people say like it's a new challenge, which it's debatable. Back in the day, the Casio watches, the G-Shocks, right? People were saying, oh, it's so practical.
You fell down from 30 stories, the watch is still alive.
Yeah.
You cannot drop your Rolex from 30 stories.
And I would say it's like a different classification, right? Because
it is different.
It's not about, you can say it's like Starbucks and Kopitiam.
You see, I think you have a good point that you raised out Casio, right? You take a look at what Casio is doing today, at their range of watches.
Yeah.
Even they are going in the direction of having to personalize your watch. They allow you to mod their watches, and they actually are in control of their own mods. Mods meaning you say you modify your watches.
Yes.
All sorts of accessories.
All sorts of
accessories.
You can actually go and design your own watch the way that you like it.
Yeah.
With different accessories that will make it different from others. So they are also going to the personalized way.
Yep.
Your boss can't text you through your Casio. They can text you through your Apple Watch. That's another way that you want to, have a bit of control in your life.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I think at the end of the day, control of your life. It's a control of my life. I got this watch because I like it. I spend money on it that I deserve to enjoy this watch.
Right.
So when it comes to the argument, I think just now Mike had a really good point, and I think I want to impress on that point further. Quartz used to be the thing. It was the shit.
Yes.
It was the disruptor.
It was the disruptor.
Correct.
Right? It was mechanical watch first, and then how long and arduous the mechanical watch history is, setting away all the way back to, I don't know what, 19th century?
Yes.
Okay, 19th century, late 19th century. And then quartz came. It basically flooded the entire market with quartz watches. And then people thought that mechanical watches is the old school, back then, I don't know what they call boomers. But
I wish we were back then, man. Just sell me your Submariner at $1.
Yeah.
I want to buy 10, hundreds or 1,000s.
if I'm like, Kang, if I'm like Kang the Emperor, Kang the Emperor.
Yeah, go back in time and buy.
You guys serious?
Yeah.
Quartz? Alright. Now, Pasar Malam is selling quartz.
Yeah, I mean, would it be fair to say that all this new technology that comes in that obviously stacks the benefits, practical benefits a lot more than the classic mechanical watch?
You see,
they are actually commodities. Actually.
The point I was trying to make is that mechanical came back. Why? Because I'm not the only one who is emotional here. It's the entire collective watch collector in the world that is emotional. They want this to be back. They actually invite it back. And guess what? After Apple Watch came out, these mechanical watches rose in value faster than any period of time.
Correct.
Simple as that.
So, leading on to that, I want to get your thoughts on this. I was actually checking the prices for Apple before I filmed this video. And in my head, just as it was for both of you all, it's in like the few hundred ringgit range, right?
Yes.
But it actually surprised me to find out that some goes as high as 6,000 ringgit.
What? Seriously?
And the reason it goes
6,500 ringgit.
6,500, 6,000 ringgit, somewhere there, right?
I'm definitely getting a Seiko.
Now, but the reason it was at that price is because it was some sort of collaboration.
Right.
I saw one Hermes. I'm sure there's more. Right?
Mm.
One with Hermes, right? The handbag brand. Do you think that is
I think it's
Apple's
pronounced
way of
Hermes, right?
Hermes?
I think they pronounce that.
Yeah.
They have their own European
right.
way. of
So, do you think this is now their response? Because they will have known what you guys are saying as well, right?
I mean,
it's not just about the practical benefits. If I slap an Hermes or I slap, with Supreme or like what Omega did with Swatch, things like that, some sort of collaboration that creates some sort of rival. Like now I got the practical stuff, but also the emotions, right? Because Hermes handbags, emotions.
Maybe one day Apple X Rolex, I'll think about it.
The thing is, I, my wife and my kid, all three of us own Apple shares.
Okay.
Yeah, we would love for Apple to be able to overtake this. And then this is a huge multi-billion-dollar market. Right?
Yes.
It can even go up to $1 trillion. The thing is, they can do that. And then it will actually, in my opinion, bring out even more interest in other mechanical watches. Yeah. You see, I don't think they're trying to cannibalize each other.
Sure.
Watch versus watch. There's no one that tells you that you can only own 5 watches and that's it.
Yep.
You can own as many as you like. In fact, the more watches you own, it kind of actually feels like you enjoy them a little bit more because you don't just wear one and then you go out. You actually have multiple watches to wear on multiple occasions with different colors.
Yeah.
Right. So I think they can do that. They can to a certain extent overtake a certain maybe small portion of the market, maybe smaller brands. But to me, I see it this way. Electronic watches are competing with electronic watches. In fact, they can breed even more watch enthusiasts because they can now customize their watch. They start looking at watch content, maybe watching our channel, and then realize that, hey, there are other watches that's even prettier and nicer and more handsome they can wear on their wrist.
So I'll put it this way, right? Like if you're Rolex, really your competitor is not Apple, right? Your competitor is AP,
Omega.
Is Omega.
Yeah. Apple is never Rolex competitor.
It was never.
It was never. It was never. It's
in
a
fact,
radar.
once you slap something on the wrist, right? You want to slap something else on the wrist.
Yes.
Once you slap Apple Watch on the wrist, you want to slap another actual
watch.
Maybe watch on the
and
wrist.
like you guys said, you don't have to choose, right? You're telling me beforehand the famous now late footballer Diego Maradona on both
hands. Yes.
Right. Obviously, his time there was no Apple Watch, but Now, guys, if you have a watch in mind that you want us to review that we haven't reviewed yet, just let us know in the comments, right? We'll definitely respond to that and get to you ASAP. But how about this thing about long lasting? Because if you get an Apple Watch, we all know Apple products have a certain lifespan, right? So you have to keep buying back another Apple Watch. But you can, in theory, the watches you guys are holding now, you can pass on to your grandkids, right?
What's the word? Plan? I was going to say plan.
It's an inheritance, I guess. I
wrong.
But I think what you say is correct, lah. I mean that I don't see any of my friends still keeping the first iPhone, which is iPhone 3. Right?
Yeah.
So but I mean this is like even like the last episode, we have watches as old as like 50 years.
Yeah.
And it's still running, and both of us are still wearing it. I still remember he had a very nice Seiko crown, which is easily more than 50 years. I'm pretty sure he's not selling it. I'm pretty sure he's passing it on. Look, I mean that I'm not too sure after 50 years you show people that, look, this is my iPhone 10 or my iPhone 15.
I guess
You got what I mean?
I guess the tips to kids is like, don't try and tell your dad to buy
Okay,
Apple
you see-
Watches.
Yeah, exactly. man.
Again, another great point there is that, when you pass it on to your kids, and you can absolutely pass this on
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
kids because they're that
And most
good of a
do,
quality.
actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
and most do.
Yes.
And in fact, right, I actually had my first watch as a gift from my father, my grandfather. They pass on a watch and so on. And a lot of people's first watch is often that.
Correct.
Right.
Pass on, right?
Correct.
So this great point here is that if you are talking about real watches here, you could actually call it a treasure.
Yeah.
You can't call, electronic
Watch,
watch
no.
a treasure.
Yeah, correct.
It's something functional. It's not a treasure.
Yeah.
You don't go treasure hunting for an Apple Watch.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add on this discussion before we move on to the last segment?
I'm sorry, I'm so biased.
Yeah.
I
Me too.
apologize for that.
Both of us are for sure.
No, but I think it's educational, right? Because
Yep.
the example I always liken this discussion to is like the Kopitiam, Kopi, and Starbucks. Right? It's the same argument people give with Starbucks. Like, why would I need to spend 15 ringgit now on a grande or venti, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Where I can get, now
$4.50.
$3.50, $3.10 at a Kopitiam. But that's not the point. You don't go to Starbucks just to drink coffee. It's
Yeah.
a lot of other stuff. But anyway, so the last segment, I know Yense, you're very excited to share about something, right?
Oh, watches and wonders. So we were having this conversation in the last video, I think. And, there was a reason why radio stations and magazines and newspapers interview my friend here. Because of how much of a watch geek he is.
I
And
just
he
want to
knows
share.
exactly where to invest.
No, to be
in watches.
honest, I always tell people that every morning I wake up, I read two types of news. Financial news, I have to read. Another news is
Watch
all the
news.
watches news. Without reading this both, I don't dare to go out, because if I bump into anybody, they're just, hey, you know what happened yesterday? This is the new watch. I'm not too sure. Then
Right.
look, I'm totally
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
He has that, obligation.
I have to,
the
the
commitment
obligation
do that.
to correct.
For me,
correct.
I'm not gonna rave about what kind of new watches or what kind of new brands. I just have maybe 4 words here that I think it's worth looking into. Grand Seiko Hana-Ikada.
Hana-Ikada. Okay.
Hana-Ikada. Go and Google it, go and search it.
Is it a guy's
because
name?
I do not have it.
Is this a guy's name or?
Is it a guy's name? I do not know whether if it's a guy's name, but often when it comes to Grand Seiko watches, and frankly speaking, I'm a fan of Seiko watch. I'm not that much of a fan of Grand Seiko watches.
Oh,
I often find them a little bit more homogeneous. They are more or less the same to me.
they're a bit like, I was watching this video,
Yeah.
people are saying Grand Seiko is a bit like Lexus.
Don't worry, you know why?
Right.
Because I haven't
Haven't run
yet. Yeah. Yeah.
I knew it when I say that. I'm not that much of a
So-
Grand Seiko fan.
Not yet. Nah.
So far,
So far.
So far.
Not yet.
for
Yeah.
now.
But I think I'm changing my mind. Take a look at Hana-Ikada, and because again, it's new, and
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be able to, buy it if I want to and have the cash to buy it. It's really nice watch, rose gold, and then the textured, what's it called, sakura flower.
Okay.
That dial. It is the dress watch of the dress watch. I tell you, this is a really nice watch.
So you're
Yeah.
wearing something, like a very floral shirt, like I'm wearing or you're wearing.
Nah, man.
That works.
I
right?
imagine myself wearing a tux when I wear that watch. I don't imagine wearing myself.
Yakuza.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know what Yakuzas wear. They probably wear tattoos more than they wear watches.
So they tattoo a watch on their hand.
You know what?
Right.
If you're a Yakuza, I'm so sorry. You guys produce really good, nice watches. I can tell you that, the Japanese. But Hana-Ikada is one of those watch that it just speaks out to me now. And that's
Right.
all I have to say about watch. Honestly, because I've gone through a lot of these brands, and I think that they're all nice watches. Much better than the few years before.
I see.
And before Watch and Wonders, there was another event. I think
Basil
it was,
World.
Basil World.
Oh, yes.
Right? And Basil World was even a little bit more dry, if I might say so. The point is, this year's Watch and Wonder came out with a lot of great watches.
Yep, great watches. Really.
And one thing that is standing out to me is that I can tell you straight to any audience out there who's listening, watch prices are going up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's my biggest takeaway from Watches and Wonder.
Correct.
It's going up. and up. I'm not talking about new models. I'm talking about old models as well.
Which is what Mike alluded to in the previous video on the second-hand stuff, right?
Yeah. He was talking about Rolex in particular, but I can tell you, it's not just going to happen on Rolex only. I think second-hand watches, especially, of course, a few models that matters, like Rolex and all this, they can go up a lot quicker. But old models are coming back.
I'm telling you that 2 days, yesterday, Sunday, I went to Amcor Mall. I haven't been back to Amcor Mall for about 4 or 5 years. I tell you, it's really very, very different right now. So those days when we go to Amcor Mall and
It's
look
the
for
old dilapidated mall.
it's like a
hidden gem.
hidden gem, man.
Yeah,
It's like a Portobello in London, Portobello Market in London.
Mall.
Yeah, so it's like a
Amcor Mall.
hidden gem. But those days when we go there, we can easily just pick up any of the vintage watches. So affordable. So yesterday when I reached there, I mean, it looked like there isn't much store selling vintage watches anymore, meaning that the availability of the vintage watches in the market is
Somewhat
getting
dried
lesser, dried up already. There is one shop particularly selling some really good vintage watches, but the price that they're asking is crazy. Is so crazy until I tell the fella that I try to give some lame excuses that, oh yeah, let me go and withdraw some money because I didn't bring enough money here. No worry, I've credit card machine.
Whoa.
I've never seen in Amcor Mall where a vintage watch seller come up with a credit card machine. No worries, I have credit card machine. You can accumulate your points also.
Points. Wow.
Damn it, man. I have no reasons to say no. I don't swipe my card because I told you I really like the reason why I need to hold on a bit is because I need to go to ATM. Lame reason, right? So, dude.
You know what I don't believe?
Yeah.
I don't believe it that you went to Amcor without me. I love that place. It's a place for you to go and seek out not just vintage watches, but also watch straps. If you want to change up a strap. And it's the best part of our watch.
Yes.
The strap part. And I think when it comes to vintage watches in Amcor, and I bought one of the vintage watches from Amcor.
Nice.
And I realized that the price isn't exactly cheap anymore.
No, it's not compared to 4 or 5 years ago. No way.
At all.
No way.
I think at the end of the day, right, these prices that, we were talking about increasing, it was inflation last year, right? That increased the cost of production of what or whatnot. And then the price, of course, went up. And then you would think that you would just stop there. Prices went down after a while, and then you would think, that's the end of watches. That's what people said. But no. After this year, I think from Watch and Wonders itself, my biggest takeaway, price is going up, that includes the second hand. But that doesn't mean all will go up. That doesn't mean that, it's going to be unaffordable to people. There are still great finds out there. There are still a lot of companies that's actually moving down a rung. Sorry, not rung, a rung.
The tiers.
The tiers,
the market,
yeah. Like Seiko is now owns Orient, which has great watches as well.
Yeah, Alba is also owned by them.
Is also my very, very, very first watch was the Alba.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
So there's no more cheap Seikos anymore. So if you want to go down, then you have to go. I don't think Orient is that cheap anymore. Alba maybe is the answer to you.
Alba and Orient, yes. I think Orient is stepping up a little bit.
Yeah.
The point is, you could move down and you are still getting great watches.
Some very good value for money watches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Casio especially, actually.
Yeah.
Really personalized watches for a great price.
Now, why not just keep this video as a proof that I bet that your SKX will hit above 2,000 ringgit a day.
You heard it here first, guys, right? SKX, 2,000 ringgit at what time? Next year?
No lah. I mean, it will definitely hit above 2,000.
But we gotta add the time and make it interesting.
Whoa.
That's 2 years. 2 years. I'm pretty sure.
So range 2 to 3 years. Okay.
2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years. Okay.
Okay, it has to be brand new in box.
Brand new.
Brand new in box.
Brand new.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
New
the
old stock,
conditions
new old
are
stock.
coming out.
New old stock.
I mean, you can't get your own SKZ.
No, new old stock.
Fair
New old
enough,
stock.
fair enough.
Yes, new old stock.
All right, guys. Again, thanks for the very enjoyable conversation. As usual, I learn a lot. I feel like the more I know, the less I know, right? With watches. And guys, hope you enjoy the video. Come watch some of our other channels. And of course, reminder, if you want to get your hands on a particular type of watch, but you don't know how, you can just fill in the Google form below. Everything is there ready for you. And looking forward to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'll see you, MJ. Bye-bye.
Bye.